all right, my Marvel normies and nerds, like we have to talk about this like right now because after Thor: Love and Thunder, a lot of people are starting to think that the MCU has fallen off in Phase Four. But like, bro, why isn't this phase hitting for a lot of people? And with San Diego Comic Con right around the corner, will a Hall H appearance be enough to bring back the MCU hype that we all come to know and love for Phase 5? What's up? I'm Kendall with Normies and Nerds. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we're on the grind to our first 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Because the MCU falling off in Phase 4, like a lot of people think so. And I believe falling off is such like a strong ass word. I mean, have you seen Star Wars in DC? And to act like people are just being nitpicky or saying that they simply just want a repeat of Endgame to discount what they're feeling about the phase is the worst thing that Marvel and fans can do at this point. But to be real, when it comes to what we've gotten in the past, Phase 4 has been pretty much up to par with at least Phases 1 and 2, like when you consider the amount of beloved movies that we have in the phases. I mean, everyone loves No Way Home. Shang-Chi and WandaVision get love on a high-ass scale. But the difference is Phase 4 has a lot more pieces of content, and there hasn't been an Avengers movie that ties it all together. Like, when you think about it, we've never had this much content between two Avengers movies ever in the MCU. And bruh, the content piece of it is huge. We've gotten a boatload of content between the movies and Disney Plus shows. Like there's been like 13 shows and movies in Phase 4 so far, and there's more to come. And the issue, I think, isn't fatigue. Instead, is due to the fact that there hasn't been a lot of connective tissue happening in the stories right now. Think about it. When we heard that these shows and all of these movies were coming, we were just coming off of Phase 3, where we had just watched over 20 projects culminate into one story. So when Feige said that the shows would connect to the movies, everyone was like, yes, let's get it. However, what we did not take into account is the fact that we might not be heading anywhere specific in Phase 4. And where we thought the shows would be doing a lot of connecting to a bigger story, a majority of them have been loosely connected to the bigger picture. Hence why people love shows like Loki and WandaVision, because when it comes to Loki, we know how huge Kang will be and what he brought in that season finale. And when it comes to WandaVision, we know Wanda's importance as the Scarlet Witch, and that was paid off in Multiverse of Madness. And I mean, damn, even Ms. Marvel was a breath of fresh air when it came to the broader MCU references that it's had in the show. But since the majority of the content isn't connected to one overarching story, right, the greatness of what they are going for is somewhat getting lost. Like, imagine how beloved these shows would have been if they came out during Phases 1 and 2 and gave us more insight as to what was happening in the Marvel world. I mean, damn, look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., an ABC network show that people watched solely because they thought it was canon and it would shed more light on the MCU. Phase 4 hasn't been doing that, bruh. At least in a way that we know of yet. And while I say that, it is definitely possible that when Phases 5 and 6 come out, that we see more value in Phase 4. We're talking right now. And right now, it's just not it. Maybe it would have helped even if like the shows would have started coming out during like Phases 5 and 6. But besides that, the key reason why I think Phase 4 just simply hasn't been hitting is because it has no soul. And here's what I mean by that. Like, these movies and shows feel empty, man. Like, it feels like there's nothing there but great moments. But it's moments but no substance. Now, look, this is subjective to me, of course, but movies and shows like WandaVision, Shang-Chi, Loki, and No Way Home has, like, carried the soul of the MCU in Phase 4. All of the other projects, while they have good moments, while they check the boxes, they don't have the soul and the essence of what made the MCU the MCU. And if you think I'm wild, then that's fine. But think about a movie like Black Widow. For as much hate as it gets for being a movie pretty much out of time, it really has a lot of soul and substance, and what makes that movie a lot better than what it was on the surface. Now, think about a movie like Multiverse of Madness. For as great as a movie as it was nerd-wise, and like I'm really digging it on rewatches right now, I never really felt connected to it like I usually feel with Marvel movies. And like I said, that's the key, because what I'm seeing just doesn't feel like these shows and movies are really connecting with a lot of Marvel normies and nerds out here like they did in the early phases. So if you combine the fact that we don't have an established big bad overarching plot with the opinion that these movies have no soul, you can definitely see why people are saying the MCU is falling off in Phase 4. But not so fast, because Comic-Con is right around the corner, and I think Feige is about to roll up in the Hall H and silence all of the haters. So drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into the hype talk. Because I still think that we're at a time and point in Marvel where a majority of fans can still get hype as hell about upcoming Marvel projects that have not been announced yet. But Comic-Con cannot just be about all of these projects that they have already announced, like House of Darkness or Echo or the Thunderbolts. Look, all nice projects, but no, like, I'm sorry. If they come to Hall H propping that stuff up without mentioning the X-Men or Secret Wars, then yikes, bruh. And that's what I think we need from Comic-Con to bring back the life into the Marvel fandom. Some effing hype stuff, man. Like, yeah, I might be down for Captain America with Sam as Cap.
That's the Black Falcon there.
But if we see some announcements like the X-Men or casting announcements for Fantastic Four, and even an announcement for Secret Wars, that bumps things back up for Marvel, because now we really have something to look forward to in our content, and more importantly, the movie writers and directors can finally get back onto one accord with the bigger picture. And I'm not saying everything and every piece of Phase 5 has to be tied into Secret Wars, but we should at least be starting to see the strings that are being pulled to build up the story. And also with Comic-Con, I'm really hoping to see some of my trailers, like Wakanda Forever. Where you at, bruh? Like, I know the strat for some of the more recent movies has been to wait until the movie is closer before releasing a trailer, but damn, they cannot play around with Wakanda Forever. But most of all, like, Comic-Con would save the MCU if we get an announcement that the Russo brothers are coming back to direct the movie. Like, bruh, it doesn't even have to be announced that they're doing Secret War, even though they better be doing Secret War. We really just need them back in the MCU, because for real, we haven't gotten movies from our OG top tier Marvel directors in Phase 4. And the Russo brothers are the best of the best of the best when it comes to the MCU game. So a Russo brothers announcement would ease a lot of fears for fans. But all in all, I do think Phase 4 of the MCU has been a filler phase, right? But when you think about it, we haven't really gotten bottom shelf MCU content in this phase. I mean, there hasn't been an Iron Man 3 or an Ant-Man 2 in Phase 4 when it comes to the movies. Now look, the shows need a lot of work to reach the level of what we're used to getting in TV shows in general now. But shows like Loki, WandaVision, even What If provide hope that they can accomplish that. Also too, like, we're coming to the end of slate of things to where we can say that the pandemic and the tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman has impacted these projects. So after Wakanda Forever, for real, like, I would say that there's no more room for these excuses. Like, we have to step it up, and I think that's what Feige is doing. So yeah, Phase 4 might be lacking a lot of soul, but look, Feige is going to come through Hall H and deliver the smackdown on everyone and get everyone back on this hype train. Dude, I'm still up in hype for where we're going with Marvel. Yeah, this Phase 4 might have been a little bit of a step back, but I think when we look back at it, this still will not even be close to the worst phase in Marvel history. I have faith. I really have faith. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Marvel has fallen off in Phase 4? Do you think that Comic-Con will rejuvenate and bring the life back to the Marvel nerds and normies out there? Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.